Hello everybody and welcome back to 3-2 Brew. Today we are going to be taking a little brew that I have actually been working on since the last league ended. I tried a couple different mud variants and just didn't find anything that I love to play. When it came to blue-red mud, and I tried blue-white mud, and I just tried the combo, non-combo. Didn't find anything that really felt great. It wasn't well positioned. And then I was watching a Boshi Piles, who I will link below. He's a homie from the New England area. Um, I was watching one of his videos where he is playing a spec build. Um, and I was thinking to myself, man, that'd be a ton of fun. I wish I could play Terravore. I don't own Mox Diamonds in person. And then I started thinking, and I was like, man, Threshold's kind of a cool deck. And I was like, well, I tried Ban Threshold before. I was like, well, what does it look like with Quiet Speculation in it? And after quite a bit of testing, not a ton, but a good amount of testing, we ended up here. So I'm calling this Bant Spechold. WUG Spechold is what I've ended up calling it. But this is a Quiet Speculation green-white Threshold deck. Normally you see mulch in this, but instead this time, Quiet Speculation really helps fill the yard up. Let's go over it. So you have a pretty stock and standard creature list. You got 4 Nimble Mongooses, 3 Werebears, 2 Mystic Enforcers. Really impressed with Werebear as a heads up. I like having your Mana Dork be a real threat late game. Fantastic play. And then 2 or 3 Meddling Mages. I had tried Wild Mongrels in this slot, but just didn't love the way it interacted. And Meddling Mage can really lock some people out. And it forces them to spend removal and time and mana on a 2/2, to be honest. This is one of my favorite design cards, by the way. I know it's a World Championship card, but it's just so good. And then in the spell section, it's extremely dominated by Quiet Speculation targets. So I have 2 Quiet Specs. It doesn't dominate the deck, but I have two copies of it. My package is 3 Call, 1 Deep Analysis, 1 Roar, and 1 Ray. So I have 7 total hits, right? Yeah, 6 total hits for it. I tried a couple different builds. There is 1 hit in the sideboard for Moment's Peace. This is for playing against aggro. It lets you just basically tutor up a fog. That way you can try and slow him down a bit. But yeah, those are the targets. I tried 2 Roar and didn't work well once I got rid of the Wild Mongrel. But Roar is a fantastic target, but you never really want to see it in hand. You always wanted to get it from the deck, so it's kind of a tough spot. You don't really want more than 1 Deep Analysis with this deck. You do take damage, and we'll talk about that. But there's also an Armageddon in this package to destroy all lands and get the Threshold going. And then instance, we got 4 swords, 1 Disenchant. I use Disenchant because I have an etched version of it for one of the New England meetups. I have 4 Mana Leaks. I'm not overly in love with this card in this deck. Might want to look into Prohibits as well, but for now I'm playing 4 of them just to see if I can feel it out. And then Ray is obviously a part of this package. Enchantments. I was started with 3, but I'm up to 4 Sylvan Libraries. You just want this card in this deck. Outside of Deep Analysis, there is no raw card draw. To be fair, Quiet Spec is essentially a draw 3 for 2 mana, but that's a whole different story. And I also got 2 Worship. Quite a few of the games I've played, especially Red right now, is not respecting sweepers. So obviously against any kind of, heavy blue-white control deck, you're going to have to deal with sweepers. But Worship against the red decks is fantastic because they can't remove a Nimble Mongoose, and then you just sit there, chill, and continually build up. A lot of the damage from this deck comes from the lands. So we are running 8 fetch lands, 4 Flooded Strand, 4 Windstripped Heath, and then 4 Forest, 2 Island, 3 Plains. This has felt like a pretty good mix for now. It's 1 above our total fetchables, but I like it as is. We got 1 of Darkar Wastes, 2 Brushland, 2 Yavimaya Coast. This is based off of the mana diversity in the deck. I did my best to try and keep it split to what Moxfield said my pips were. And then 1 Treva's Ruins as well. That's a nice tri-land, bounce land. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a bit of a pain. I enjoy it so far. And then 3 Null at the sideboard. 2 Crumble. I like the Crumble's versatility at the moment. 3 hidden gibbons. We'll talk about why this board is like this in a minute. 2 Phyrexian Furnace, 1 Moment's Peace, 2 Warmth, and 2 Aura of Silence. So what's this deck trying to accomplish? This is, from my time playing it, it feels extremely much like a tempo deck. What is in your hand is kind of how you're looking to be shaped to play in the game. Obviously, if you know the deck game 2, game 3, you know what kind of hand you want to have. But if you come up with a Worship Nimble Mongoose hand, you're looking to stick a Nimble Mongoose, protect it, work towards getting Threshold while you get your Worship set up, and hopefully have a Mana Leak to protect it. There's also Quiet Spec hands that you start with a Werebear, and then you Quiet Spec, and you grab some stuff from the yard, and then you start flashing it back, where you deep analysis and slowly build your board up. But this deck is kind of built to be tempo and inevitability, and the sideboard really reflects that. Hidden Gibbons is an aggro piece. It doesn't really fit with the game plan, but some decks you just slam a Hidden Gibbons and you sort of win because they have no way to deal with it. I think about Mono Blue Tie, who I caught a win against thanks to Hidden Gibbons and pieces like that. Moment's Peace is a stall card. Warmth is another one that's more a long game piece to try and keep the red decks at bay while you set up your lockout with Worship Nimble Mongoose. And Null is just good counter magic to try and keep the Devourers and Shrimp off the board, as well as Crumble. Crumble's one that kills the Shrimp, or it kills the Altar of Dementia. And then you have some general kind of just, Aura of Silence is a fantastic stacks piece, doubles as removal as well. I really enjoy that. And then Moment's Peace is just and Furnace is more just graveyard hate. So it's a pretty large smattering, and I probably won't sideboard perfectly, but from my time playing it, this deck has felt very good in my hands. I don't know if the deck itself is going to be fantastic, but I think that I'll be able to have a couple good games with it. So I'm really looking forward to this league. I hope this brew turns out to be feeling pretty nice in a more competitive sense, so I can take it to the upcoming tournament and I can jam it. So without further ado, let's hop on in. We are on the play for the first game here. Very excited. It's been quite a while since I actually played this deck. I recorded the intro quite a long time ago. First hand had to be a mulligan. This one's keepable, and I'm going to bottom this Geddon. We're going to lead Forest Nimble Mongoose, and then we'll see if we want to hold up Swords or Mana Leak next turn. It's going to be Mana Leak, and I'm going to get in here. I don't know what the opponent's on. We got Belb here. Very nice. Okay, nothing brewing. Quiet Spec's a nice pickup. I think I want to be able to Mana Leak and Quiet Spec, so I'm going to do my land drop and just hang out here. Double Island, no play. See if we see an Impulse here. Yes, we do. I'm feeling this is either going to be Blue Tide or Shrimp. So we have double Shrimp action at least. We can Mana Leak into Swords, actually triple. Forgot we the Disenchant in hand, the one up in the book, in the setup, Portent. Yeah, this is really feeling like Shrimp if I had to guess so. We have answers to the potential issue at hand. Decline, so he liked what was on top. Very nice. They get to draw. Island, bounce Island. And I'm going to Quiet Spec here, targeting me. They can counterspell this. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's fine with me. I'm going to get in here. We're still holding up Mana Leak. We have options here. It's a little bit slower of a game plan. Ooh. Is this Tog? Get in here with the Nimble Mongoose. Drop in a second one. We got plows. We have Mana Leaks. Okay. See if they grab a swamp here or not. They do. So this is Tog most likely. AK. Yep. I'm starting to hit a critical mass where mana leak's becoming less good. If I find a decent target, then I'm probably gonna stick a mana leak on it. Could also be blue-black shrimp, but I'm personally less hopeful for that at this moment. I think end of their turn, I'm going to fetch a plains. Duress, sure. Probably gonna take the leak. They could take the swords. You know, you can play around leak a lot easier. They know about it now, so less of a worry for them. I'm gonna fetch it up here. I'm gonna grab myself a plains. Keep it pushing. That's a nice pickup. I'm gonna run it out if I can. We go shields down against the Tog, but is what it is. Let them burn a counter spell here. It still sticks something in the yard for us. This is definitely feeling like Tog with that duress hit, plus the way they've been kind of Xeroxing through their deck. Okay, we got our Elephant the Elephant. Is this a gush here? Yep. I like Tog a lot. I just haven't been able to find a list that I actually thought was pretty good. All my Tog lists seem pretty medium. Double Tog. A worship off the top here would be pretty nasty. Be a tasty one. We don't find it. What I can do, though, is just flashback. Call. It sets some blockers up, and they're a bit awkward for the double Tog setup. We've chipped them down a good clip. We could find a swords, that'd be nice. This deck does lack, unfortunately, draw spells. It's really just your Sylvan libraries. No attacks. They'd have to sacrifice quite a bit. What do we care about from them? Smother would be a pain. I think it's actually Gush. Okay, no response. I am going to just counterspell here. Or, sorry, Mana Leak. Gets his Mana Leak out of my hand, at least. They can pay for it. It's not a big deal. Yield to all. Very nice. We got 5 cards in the bin now. We got blockers up. We're real worried about Wonder at the moment. Disenchant's kind of a dead card right now, sadly. I think Psychotog's potentially going to be a difficult matchup for this deck. Depending on whether, I mean, we were on the play. We didn't have an early Sylvan. So I've been trying to find a good balance for this deck is between, you know, Sylvan libraries, not Sylvan libraries, etc., etc. This Tog list looks nice, though. I like the AKs. They are kind of a Nombo with Tog in a sense. But we see nothing but hard counters from them. Good amount of Xerox action, too, which is nice. 5 plus 15 to be 7. Yeah, they can get through. That's fine. End step. Getting a little bit skunkarooed here. We can at least fetch a land. We're at this point, we're just looking for some action. I had a bad early read on this too. I thought we were playing against Shrimp. And it didn't end up well for us. That classic frame ops is so cool. I found one of them out in the wild not too long ago that was foil. Scooped her up. We got 13 in the bin, 7 in hand. That puts them up to 20 in the yard. They could swing in for 10 in the yard, 7 in hand. That would be 18. So I got to lay a block down here. I want them to burn some resources here. I'm not going to just let this come through for free. No wonder they would have pitched it early. If we can get some action going here, we'll have a double. We'll have a double backup here. So they're eating through some of their yard. I'm fine with this personally. I mean, it was a single card that got us both those tokens. It's not a huge amount of disadvantage. If it would have stayed in the bin right now, I would have technically had threshold. Probably a follow-up tog here. I don't know if we're going to get through this, in all honesty. I don't personally see us winning this game, but I guess it is potentially possible at least. So I'm going to play it out and see. I think I want to back up planes here just in case I do for some reason find a disenchant target, but I don't believe these lists play disenchant normally. Back up port in here. A gush. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I ran gushes in my Psychotog lists. Looks nice in this situation, though. I don't even know what I have in my sideboard, really, to deal with this. Hidden Gibbons is quite nice. And Furnace. Hidden Gibbons and Furnace really is all I'm going to have to probably deal with it. That's a keg. It's a big oofy right there. I'm just going to grab a planes. I'm going to send it off here. They probably have a counterspell. I mean, they've seen half their deck, but may as well send it while you can, you know. Foil. It's a card I really don't enjoy in this format. It's just like Force of Will at home. Yeah, we didn't find anything there. It's a GG's. Didn't quite find what we needed. But let's see what we can pull out here. Disenchant, not really something we're looking for. Geddon would be really good against them. Actually, I'm lower on Geddon now that I think about it. We're going to want these 5 buggers right here. Ray of Rev can go as well. I think we just go with a 61 card special. Alrighty, we're definitely going to take the play here. Mana leak. We don't have any creatures. There's no early draw. I think we lead on Windswept Heath. I'm not dying for another land. Lead on Underground River. That's interesting. Portent. Okay. Every time I play against this Tog deck, it performs very well against me, it feels. And it looks like a great deck. But every time I've played it, it hasn't felt good. I don't know. I think that's a me issue more than anything else. But I'll grab my planes. Okay. They get their redraw. It's a forest. I'm going to put down a Flooded Strand. We have a next turn call if we really want it. I mean, if they want to counter the front side of call, I'm not going to be mad about that. Go and grab Island. I'm really not mad about it now. Front side of call. See if they don't want to counter it, okay. There's an impulse from them. Next turn we can call with Swords backup, which is actually huge. They tap out for a Tog, then I'm going to slam a Worship and worry about dealing with a Tog at a later time. Oh man, I was thinking in my head like, ah, they have a duress. This is gonna kind of suck, but I guess it's not that big a deal. I mean, we have ways to play around them. Second call would kind of hurt my mana. I assume they take worship, but I don't know what their hand looks like. Maybe swords is just a better call for them. I mean, I think I'm gonna get in with call regardless. If they take it here, I'll probably flash it back. Even if they leave one mana up, those decks consistently run for spike. Real issue for them at this moment is they don't have any islands on board. There's an island. Oh, that's a great pickup, actually. All right, so I'm going to swing in here. And I'm going to play Sylvan Library. They know I have a mana leak backup. And they probably have a foil. Because it just makes sense. They don't. Okay. So we have, I mean, we might find a window here to sneak in a worship, depending on how their mana looks. Nothing from them. Interesting. All right, let's see what we got here with the library. Yes. Ooh. I'm actually gonna pay for that in hand. Let me attack here. Mystic Enforcer is very difficult for them to deal with, so they kind of have to counter it. I'm just trying to get stuff out of their hands. That's fine. I like the way that shaked out. I don't want this next land on top of my deck. I want to see some more action. I mean, they could just have a handful of counter spells. I also think this is a great counterspell art. I have the old frame foils that came out for Magic 30th, maybe that that Teton did, I believe. I forget who the exact artist. Maybe that's Pool. Can't remember. I'm also very, very partial to the. Why did he just? Oh, he's harassing me. I'm also very partial to the Ice Age. I always thought that was a really cool art. Got rid of their worship, cost them a life. It's an interesting choice. I'm going to fetch here for sure. Clear the top. We know we have a brush land on top, I want to say. Green white land. Pain land. So we know that's on top. But let's clear that out here with the fetch land. It's a nice part about running so many fetches in this deck. The island's kind of whatever. Here it is. It's back again. Wow. Okay. I guess so. So this will allow us to call from hand and chill. We don't have a whole lot we can do. I thought we had one more mana. My brain kind of had a long day at work, to be frank, so brain's not working as well today. But doing the best I can. Looks like they're having a tough time finding lands, and they're not finding their Xerox spells. I'm kind of wondering if they have a ton of Gushing in hand chilling. But I'm really not certain. Okay, they got a Tog out and about. That's fine. We're going to blast in here. Yep, I'll use it. Top. We're getting in with double elephants. They can defend this if they really want to, but I'm just going to flashback call. Okay. Okay. And flashback call second main. We have our mana leak up. We still have another call as well. That leaves us at threshold. See if we can hit what we need to hit here. Powder keg. We got to do our best to get rid of that. That's crazy. Okay. Now I can't pay that. We have a Sylvan still going. At least we'll be able to attack flashback call. Okay, they just clear it right away. They can get in for 5 plus 3 plus 1. I don't think that's lethal. Yeah, my brain's not working too well right now. They got 3 up to 5. Now they don't want to do the pump. Okay. Yes, I will. I'm actually going to hide this. So top, flashback call. The mana short here, sadly. We can beat in here for 4 up to 5, and then there's an AK. They got 8 in there. They got 4 in the yard, 4 in hand, plus so it would be 6 plus 4. So it's Zaxi. So I have to block here. Man, that was a great pickup from them on that powder keg. Not a whole lot I can do, but I can lay a block down here. Another circular. So they can't circular logic here. That's very interesting. They're at such low health, they can't circular logic. So whatever I play here is going to get through. If I could get a Mystic Enforcer in, I can just continually block. Okay. Yes. Put on top, put on top. Play out Werebear. Can't do nothing about it because of the underground river. We could find the little bugger. Forget his name. The goose. Mongoose. The goose is loose. We can find him. It'd be looking a lot nicer. Okay, they found another painless source. That is a bit of a bugger for us. We're forced to lay a block down here. Please. Thank you. They had a gush. Knew they had a gush. Can't believe that was such a beating we took with that powder keg. Again, I wasn't planning to be in a situation like that where I was literally just playing off the back of whatchamacallit. Should have been more careful with the Mystic Enforcer as well. That's my fault. Okay, they're going to pitch another one. Okay. Come on, show me a mongoose. Mana leak. I mean, that's just GG's. 5 plus 7. That's 5, 12, 6. Yeah, GG's. Nothing I can do. I'm not going to sit here and bluff it out with them, so. Huh. 0-2 loss. Win some, lose most. It was a close game versus Furnace Camp. Tog. Awesome deck. Let's be real. Such a cool deck. Love Dr. Teeth. I'm a huge fan of it, so. Not a great first match with it, but let's hop in the next one and hopefully see some better tidings. All right, we are on the play against Bachi. I'm not ever sure how you actually say his name, but he is a homie. He records. I'll put his channel down below. Super nice dude. So he's a New England homie as well. So yeah, I'm gonna just keep this hand and let's send it. I've got some thoughts about this deck. I've been doing myself some thinking. I sort of think that This deck needs more draw and less counter spells is sort of what I'm thinking. Not 110% sure. I think that Mana Leak just doesn't really get there, sadly. I'm sort of thinking that we could use something like a not frantic search, careful study. I know a lot of older lists for this type of deck ran mental note, but we're not really like a turbo threshold deck. We are a threshold deck, but it doesn't feel like we're a turbo threshold deck. So I'm kind of in between on it at this point. That's a poor draw. All right, we're gonna play this Werebear. It has a bit of a pause. My wife came in asking me to retrieve her Kindle. So from the car. So fortunately, there's a bit of a pause we had to run through there. We do get a nice early call of the herd here, and we can fetch into it, or we could go Werebear, depending what we draw here. So we shall see what happens. They have a Sylvan. Whoa, 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 whoa! What we got over here? What we got over here? Oh man. I'm just gonna play out a Flooded Strand and get in for a punch here. I'm not gonna play out the second Werebear yet. Do I? Nah. Yeah, you know what? Let's just slam the call of the herd. I'm super stoked to be playing against Boach. I really want to play against Groovius as well. He's such a nice dude as well. Another homie. But I'm just gonna slam this big boy in here. Get the call of the herd going. Real stoked to be playing against Voshi. I'm gonna link his channel down below. He's such a nice guy. It is a ton of fun to hang out with at the events. But all right, I'm trying to get refocused in after I have been sent on the Kindle quest to gather the Kindle from the car in the dreaded garage. So we could play Werebear next turn. Not attack. Well, we could tap Werebear, play out Arctic Wastes, and then we hold up Mana Leak. If that's in our cards. I'm assuming he's on Quiet Spec here, but I'm not certain. He's an OG too. Yeah, like he's got the diamonds, but he's also got the OG arts. Much respect. Oh, he's on Vor. Ah. Ah, I see. We're of the Vor variety, huh? Do you want to trade his Vor for an elephant token? No, it does not seem like he wants to. Tap this down for a second Werebear. That's fine. We're gonna hope he slams into this Mana Leak here. Part of me thinks that 23 lands is a little too much, in all honesty, but I'm not 100% certain yet. This Mana Leak's also just getting worse with time. Another diamond, so this Vor is going to get pumped again. Maybe he's just on Bankeddon. It's a very real possibility. Okay. Here what he's able to do is hold up Treetop Village, which is a bit of a bummer. What's he got going on over here? No, sir. No, sir. We do not want any more of them. He could have his own Mana Leak, to be fair. I just scooped up some of these Mana Leaks in paper, actually. Does he have another Vor? Look at stacking the library. Look at stacking the library out here. We're probably gonna lose this game. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna flashback the call. It's not looking good for us. We can lay down a double block here. We'll see how it goes. Out of cards with a Sylvan going. Yeah, I think this deck needs more efficient draw, to be entirely honest. It just needs a little bit more to get going. We need another elephant Actually, I mean, honestly, here we're kind of screwed if he slams an Armageddon because I don't have any. I mean, I just have lands. We're screwed because of the Terravores, not because of my ability to fight through it. Oops, off wars. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we're looking a little rough though. The elephant tokens won't go to the graveyard. If I fetch, then that feeds the Terravore. I just need to get a little bit more set up. I would love to find a quiet spec here. That'd be fantastic. I got enough mana. Yep, double attack with the Vor. I'm going to lay a double block down because I do need to fetch to fill my own graveyard. Swords, totally fine with me. It's going to be an uphill battle here in general. Like, I don't know if I can actually come back and win this or not. But I got to do the best I can at least. Let's see. Another mana leak. Yeah, we ain't getting out of that. GG's. We are sadly not going to be able to push through. This is a potential to be Ray of Revelation. I'm not really an Aura of Silence person here, but I think a Null might be nice. They didn't have a whole lot of instant sorcery, so that's more for the heavy blue decks. Let me see. I'm kind of lower on Mana Leak, but I guess I'll let it hang around a bit. Actually, you know what? Mana Leak's not the axis I want to fight on, I don't think. It's really just not what I'm looking for. Noble Mongoose is dope. Everything else is good. Do I just cut a land? You know what? I am. I want to see what this deck feels like with 22 lands. I know I'm testing in the middle of a league, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Alrighty, we are on the play again. I told him I'm gonna cut his deck for sure for this game. Fortunately, I can't keep that. This is a sketchy keep, but I do like it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna bottom the worship. Yes, this is a little bit dodgy, but I can get an early furnace going. Eat down their graveyard slowly. Pray for a green source. Sort of the gameplay we're on currently. We did cut a land. Hopefully we don't get too punished for that. Ah. Never punished, but sort of punished. Again, I don't know if 22 or 23 is the correct number. We're just instantly going to eat it, so I don't got to think about it. Go grab their card. We have a swords up. We actually have Ray to deal with any kind of enchantment they play as well. Yep, Sylvan. All day, every day. Yoink. That would be really good. If I could play it. But I can't. So we're probably gonna get behind here. Honestly, the port's not a huge deal. Currently, it's the lack of colors. Most are probably thinking to cycle Phyrexian Furnace, but I think we can stave off the assault a bit if we keep it around. I'm A-okay here if they slam Terravore. Another library. Alright. Well, it's telling me to flash it back, but not really possible. That's a tough draw. Alright. Well, we're hanging out for a moment. We'll see how this goes. Again, I should have tested more of this deck, to be fair. I had some good pre-matches with it, but I just think more time with it before taking it into League. But I'm kind of tight. Like I said, I got a tournament coming up here on the 29th. It's just a little bit dodgy, to be frank. Do they want to fetch to clear the library or not? Second I find a green source, though, I'm popping off on the Sylvan Library. The second I find a blue source, I'm dropping Meddling Mage. Yep, port me down. Not a big deal. Alright. Alright. We're looking good. I love playing online against homies. I really gotta link up with the dude Groovius. He just won the New England was it winner, I think they're on? The winter regional? He's the one who just won that. So, pretty cool. Love seeing it myself. Treetop Village gets animated. I'll take some beats for a moment. Actually, no, I'm going to rip a swords on that. Because if I do that, and then that's a fetch. Let's see, he wants to port here. I mean, yeah, I'm behind on mana, but I don't really care because of the colors. Aha. no, no one ever expects the Spanish Inquisition. Now I can cycle one at least next time he ports me. But it's going to be a bit ugly, I think. I don't know if he has much of a game plan outside of just Sylvan Library and Terravor. Double port. Now that could be an issue. That's a call. All right. Well, he doesn't have a window here at least to flash it back, so he just gets a 1/3/3. Only has one port up. I'm going to eat my own Swords to Plowshares here. With the ported land, try and draw a... It's a hilarious draw. Wow. This has been bad. Okay. I'm flooding out here. Yeah, I'm going to be looking real rough. I mean, I'm definitely going to Ray. Like, he's just going to beat into me, and he's going to double port me, and I'm just going to have to Ray a Revelation. Yep, I'll float. Okay. And I am just going to hit the Sylvan. Could have some kind of way to deal with it. Yeah, mana leak. I'll play it through. I can eat that. I'll take that away. Deep analysis. Yeah, I mean, we're just not... We haven't found a land. And that's going to happen from time to time. We're going to be forced to pop our furnace again here. Treetops, just an additional clock. It's really ugly. You know, this is just divine punishment for getting rid of my getting rid of that land. Another non-land. Yeah, go ahead. That's crazy work. That is crazy work. Wow. I mean, we were through the first 15 cards of the deck, no fetch lands, and I've only seen 2 lands. Can't win some, lose most. I'm not winning this game. That's okay. I want to see what Bochy's on. I want to see what he's going to do. We'll let him play it out. We're just doing Threshold the long way. But that's okay. Quiet spec. I wish I could show you my quiet spec. Fortunately, I can't, though. I do think this deck's probably better with a Mox Diamond. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's like not better. But at the same time, it is what it is. I don't own them in paper, so if I don't own it, I don't play it. That's crazy. GG's. GG's. Oh, man. That's a tough one. Nothing I can do about it. Just got straight up mana screwed, so. Can't win them all, but hey, I'm glad I got to play against Bochy. Great dude. Check out his channel down below. Puts up some good content. Though we did cross the dark side with some blue-white replenish recently, but he did a good job. So I'm not mad about it. Let's talk about it. Well, everyone, I'm not going to lie. I'm recording this after match 4. People were hitting up the chat for the CPL, and I wanted to make sure I fired some games. Looking a little rough. I have some thoughts in the next outro I've already recorded. Definitely think I'm going to be doing some swaps in the main deck here. This is more of a testing league than anything else. So, it's being treated that way, I guess. I will say I'm extremely stoked to play against Bochy. Sucks that I screwed like that, but dude's so nice. He's a very good Magic player as well. I've seen him pilot some really, really cool brews. in person and paper. He's a great player, great dude. One of my friends that I met through one of my buddies up here that I met through this, actually. I helped him get set up on MTGO, wildly enough, and then met him in person, which is really, really, really rad. So I enjoy this deck. I want this deck to work. I want to take this to a tournament. I just got to find the right mix for myself, if that makes any sense. So I'm excited to see how it works out. But I appreciate you all for tuning in. I know you watch me go 0-2. Never fun to watch someone pull up and be like, man, this guy sucks. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out till now. So this has been 3-2 Brew. Till next time. Cheers.